So, Mädels. Letztes Video des Abends. Es ist auch ein Banger. Ein 53-Minuten-Banger. Vielleicht, wenn wir genug reacten, sind wir noch lang genug da, dass Relic ein Happy Birthday von mir bekommt. Der hat leider auch kein Instagram, der Typ, ne? Schade. Und ja, gehen wir rein, Jungs. Lehnt euch zurück. Ich habe mir ein paar Chips besorgt, Digga. In meiner pinken Schale. Was soll's. Aber ja, gehen wir rein, ne? Ab. Aha. Die Antworten auf die Frage eben. Einfach löschen, vergraben gehen, ich gebe ihm die Schaufel. Das ist eine gute Wahl, Thomas, und entschuldigen und wie Sie mich weitermachen. Das ist wahrscheinlich das, was ich auch denke, was am effektivsten für Influencer ist. So, Mädels. Der Banger des Abends. Sohn Sohn gibt 275.000 Euro von dem Geld seines Vaters aus für eine virtuelle Freundin. Das Ding ist halt, es ist auf einem Criminal Psychology Channel, also wird da irgendwas Kriminelles passiert sein. Ich bin mal gespannt. Gehen wir rein.
In mid-2018, 29-year-old Grant was unemployed, living rent-free in his
5 Jahre älter als ich.
parents' guest house in the rural village of Chuliota, Florida. He had not once lived on his own and had recently been kicked out of an anesthesiology school for lack of attendance and also fired from a job as a nurse for stealing medication.
Ich mach mal kurz Untertitel an, ne? Für... warte. Also er hat Schule schon abgebrochen. Ja. Nice.
It was around that time when he decided to experiment with the relatively new realm of online cam sites. These platforms differ from regular porn sites in that they are interactive. Instead of watching a pre-recorded video, users can solicit live performances from models in exchange for money. This allows individuals to watch whatever acts they want, but at a price. Using his brother's credit card, he browsed through multiple cam models, spending an average of 20 minutes on each one. Yet it was on the 5th of June when forensics discovered he came in contact with a performer who went by the stage name of Sylvie, and over the
Oh, da muss irgendwas passiert sein. Ich wollte gerade sagen, woher wissen die denn eigentlich im Endeffekt, dass er so lange darüber unterwegs war, aber dann muss ja irgendwas Krasses passiert sein.
following 6 months, Grant would spend over $200,000 of his family's money on this one model. The entirety of his father's life
Ja, dann fragen sich halt wirklich noch Leute, warum Frauen halt manchmal einfach so eine Sache lieber machen, bevor sie arbeiten gehen. Da steckt halt einfach auch viel mehr Geld hinter.
savings
Du brauchst nur den einen Idioten
that
finden.
he had saved up from working as a pharmacist for over 30 years was gone. He had spent $60,000 from his brother's credit card and had also taken a $65,000 loan out on the house. When his family found out, instead of calling the police, Grant was sent to a behavioral rehabilitation facility for online porn addiction.
Er sah auch gerade nicht so vernünftig aus. Das ist ein Promo-Video von dem Teil.
The more we try
7 was
to
right.
run from shame, the stronger it becomes.
Das sieht aber auch nicht so legit aus.
When Grant got back from rehab on January 4th, his father presented him with a 2-page list of rules he was required to follow if he wanted
Als wenn er sich an diese Liste halten
to
würde.
continue living at home. One of the conditions was that he cease all communication with Sylvia immediately, but it took just 3 weeks for the family to discover that he had broken the contract and re-established contact with the model via Twitter. On January
Und das Model ist wahrscheinlich auch die ganze Zeit, ja, wir sind doch nur am Reden, wir machen doch nur so. Und währenddessen ist ja die Kreditkarte so am Durchheizen, Digga.
24th, when Chad Amato got home from work, he reportedly confronted Grant over his disregard, and the two of them got into a heated argument which almost turned into a physical altercation. Grant was then kicked out of the house, and for the first time in his life, he was on his own. Shortly before 9 a.m. the next morning, police received a call from Cody Amato's girlfriend, alerting them that he had failed to show up to work that morning and hadn't responded to multiple phone calls. They arrived at the residence at 9:17 a.m., and once knocks on the front door went unanswered, they were able to gain access with a knife via the back entrance. Chad, Margaret, and Cody Amato were all found lying dead on the floor.
Oh, warum spoilerst du, Digga? Ist das dein Ernst oder was?
With gunshot wounds to the head from a 9mm handgun. Grant became the immediate prime suspect, as a witness statement from Cody's girlfriend advised police of the confrontation that had occurred the night before, as well as the collection of bizarre circumstances that had led to that point. He was traced to a hotel in Orlando.
You're being cooperative, sir. We appreciate that. Some county detectives want to talk to you, so we're going to get the handcuffs off of you.
Nothing in your pants, correct?
It's just a normal routine when we encounter someone that we want to make sure you're safe.
Ich sag, er tötet seinen Vater. Sei mal froh, dass er mich noch verlesen hat. Junge,
We'll get those
wollte
restraints
schon
off.
böse werden, Alter.
We're confident you've been cooperative. Everything's good, so we appreciate that very much. It goes a long ways.
He immediately agreed to accompany them to the police station and sit down for an interview. Reports
Er hat doch gesagt, er sei froh, dass er mich verlesen hat.
stated that he wasn't made aware of his family's demise, nor was he advised as to what the purpose of the interview was for. Grant himself didn't once inquire, just reportedly sat silent in the back seat of an unmarked police car, staring out the window for the entire journey to the police station.
Aber der Typ hat auch eine Freundin gehabt, ne? Habt ihr das mitbekommen?
Did you know the wire then?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Und jetzt kommen die wichtigen Aufnahmen. Hier kommt immer der spicy Content. Es ist 9 Uhr morgens, ne? Seht ihr oben links. Das Interview geht jetzt 45 Sekunden, da könnt ihr mal sehen, wie lange das geht. Bin ich mal gespannt. Wir wissen jetzt auch noch nicht, was passiert ist. Klausi sagt, er hat seinen Vater getötet.
So you gotta walk through coke or anything?
No.
Oh, allein schon 10 Minuten da sitzen. Ne? Das haben sie doch hundertprozentig gemacht, damit sie so in den 10 Minuten so ein bisschen gucken können. Und wenn es am Ende ist, so wenn das Interview vorbei ist und sich das Kameramaterial einfach nur angucken, weil sie vielleicht keine Live-Verbindung dazu haben, um einfach nur um zu gucken, wie er sich da drin verhält. Und er hat sich schon... Oh nein, ich bin einfach wieder zum Anfang gegangen. Also er ist halt einfach... Er ist schon sehr, sehr aktiv, sagen wir mal, auf seinem Stuhl da, ne? Gucken und machen. Mal am Kopf fassen, nachdenken. Sieht jetzt nicht so begeistert aus.
So you gotta walk through coke or anything?
No. I'll hold off on that.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Eva.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm here.
Just to restate, he has not been told, nor given any insinuation as to why he is sitting inside an interrogation room, and has not once inquired himself.
Hey, we really appreciate you coming up
Er hat noch nicht mal selber nachgefragt, warum er da ist, Digga. Und die haben ihm auch noch nicht gesagt, warum er da
with
ist.
us. And if any time during this you need to stop and go to the bathroom, want a drink,
Snacks.
saying just let me know and we'll be happy to do it. My name is Danny Anderson, and I'm a deputy Seminole County Sheriff's Office, as is Eva.
The investigator's initial plan is to establish a friendly connection with the suspect, which can often be a highly effective tactical procedure to elicit a more detailed discourse. Yet on this occasion, something seems to get lost in the endeavor, which you'll just have to see for yourself when the time comes. This is one of the most fascinatingly aggravating interrogations to ever be released into the public domain.
So we just want to talk to you a little bit and we'll get this in out.
An der schwersten zuzuhörenden Dinger überhaupt. Normalerweise gehen sie da immer hin und wollen einfach mit dem Freunde sein und dann rauszukitzeln, was er gemacht hat. Aber es ging hier wohl irgendwie nicht.
Be on our way. Okay. Full name.
My full name is Grant Tiernan Amato.
Basic Info, so was.
What is there any special nursing degree? What you do, or?
I mean, I have like other certifications.
Uh-huh.
I mean, with that, like, I primarily worked in the hospital for, I think, 5 or 6 years. Well, I was accused of grand theft of the 3rd degree back in June of 2018. There was no evidence ever presented. All the charges were dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I had been applying for jobs for the last couple weeks. I'd gotten like 3 or 4 callbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went on a job interview yesterday for a home infusion nurse job.
What time was your interview yesterday?
It was scheduled for 10. I got there at around 9 in the morning. And then I think we actually had the interview at about 9:45.
How'd that go?
I mean, it was all good. They didn't have anything. They said that they'd probably be getting back to me by Tuesday or Thursday this coming week.
Get you back to work?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's a crappy world when, you don't have any money, you can't do anything, so.
Finance.
Da hat er recht. Ganz kurz nur, um alle auf demselben Stand zu bringen. Er war kurz verschwunden, oder seine Freundin hat gesagt, er ist nicht zur Arbeit erschienen oder so, ne, das war das. Und daraufhin haben sie dann ihn im Hotel gefunden und befragen ihn jetzt, was so passiert ist.
Actually, how's the nursing what you did? I'm sorry, I just don't know that much. She knows a lot more about nursing. The nursing, how does it pay? How does it pay?
I mean, if you work your standard 12 hours a week, you get anywhere between, I'd say, $45,000 and $55,000 a year. So, I mean, it's not bad. I think my best year, I made like $55,000.
55.
Because I rarely worked overtime.
Right.
You know, when I was just, because I had the whole plan of going to graduate school, so I was just kind of using it as a stepping stone for that time.
Just to pay the bills to get you where you gotta. Gotcha. And what you're going for, what does that pay?
Nurse anesthesia pays, I mean, base like about 150 up to 175.
Endlich sind wir angekommen beim Banger-Video Kartok. Ich habe extra die Untertitel angemacht, weil jetzt Englisch nicht so ist. Bis jetzt, er gibt 275.000 Euro für eine virtuelle Freundin aus, von seinem Bruder gibt er Geld aus, von seinem Vater und so. Und jetzt war er für ein paar Tage irgendwie verschwunden oder für einen Morgen oder so. Seine Freundin hat gesagt, er ist nicht bei der Arbeit erschienen. Und jetzt hat ihn die Polizei in einem Hotel erwischt. Wir wissen nicht, was bis jetzt passiert ist. Ihm wurde noch nicht gesagt, was passiert ist, Digga. Es ist Rätselraten. Klausi meint, er hat seinen Vater getötet, weil der auf einmal, irgendwas war auch mit seinem Vater. Ich bin gespannt, was ist.
Okay. High school, where'd you go?
I went to Timber Creek.
How were you?
So, ja, und bis dahin haben sie auch eigentlich gesagt, dass das alles nicht so koscher abgelaufen ist. Aber bis jetzt kommt mir das eigentlich ziemlich vernünftig rüber, das Interview.
High school and the first 2 years of college, I was A, B, C. You know, I was in honors in the major program for UCF.
Girlfriends?
Girlfriends. I had, like, my high school sweetheart girlfriend for about 5 years. And then ever since then, no, like, official girlfriends, no flings or anything like that.
Dates here and there.
Also die Polizisten wissen hundertprozentig schon, was er getan hat. Er weiß noch nicht, dass die Polizisten das wissen. Also die haben ihm noch nicht mal gesagt, warum er überhaupt da ist. So, ne? Also er schwebt eigentlich auch noch so. Und wir als Zuschauer wissen es auch noch nicht.
Dates occasionally, but I mean not really. Kind of focused on like just getting through the life goals that I wanted to achieve.
What do you like to do?
What do I like to do? I like to watch anime.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I don't know what it is.
I mean,
I thought you said MMA. I'm like, okay, and then when you started explaining to it,
I mean, I guess
like now.
It's animated. It's like cartoons, I guess you could say, but it's Japanese cartoons. It is in Japanese, and then they subtitle it. Yeah.
You speak Japanese?
I was gonna say, do you understand?
I don't. I understand a few words. We actually just went.
Digga, man merkt aber, wie lost die beiden sind, ne? Das ist direkt so eine. Ich gehe jetzt mal in seine Rolle, Digga, so als Anime-Zuschauer. Er sagt so, ja, ich gucke Animes, oh, was ist denn das? Und dann musst du denen das erklären, dann fühlst du dich direkt wie so. Also auf jeden Fall nicht auf einer Wellenlänge, Digga. Und vor allem, die machen jetzt wieder so Witze darüber. Er lacht auch darüber, aber eigentlich ich nehme das auch gegen Herzen, wenn die was gegen Anime sagen.
Went to me, my brother, and one of my friends, or I guess friends from high school. We went to Japan.
How long have you been out of work?
I've been out of work for 6 months, since June.
How did you pay? That's a lot of money for to be out of work.
My brother.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only other game that we really played was Fortnite, but then that was starting to get to like.
That's a big deal right now.
Yeah.
The younger
Kids are all over it.
And actually, yeah, during the time that I wasn't working as a nurse.
Hast du gerade am Sack rumgespielt? Ich sag, der wächst doch vorne. Er sich komischerweise auch gerade am Sack rumgespielt.
And actually, yeah, during the time that I was
Der guckt sich auf Instagram hier, wenn du da Fortnite eingibst, der guckt sich die ganzen Seiten an, Digga. Er ist so ein Typ.
That I wasn't working as a nurse, I tried to do the whole Twitch streaming thing.
What is that?
Wie ist gelaufen, Bruder? Hau mal deinen Tag raus.
I'm sorry.
No.
Das wissen die auch nicht, was das ist. Ich sagte, wollte beziehen.
You have to explain a lot of this to us.
With Twitch, it's you got your mic and then you have your face cam, and then basically people are just watching you play whatever game you're going to say that you're playing.
Okay.
Twitch, okay, das sind die anderen Sachen. Ich wollte gerade sagen, Virtual Reality. Twitch ist aber keine Virtual Reality. Okay, das hat aber noch dazu gesagt.
On Virtual Reality, it was primarily just Beat Saber. So it's like a
er spielt VR. Er spielt VR, Virtual Reality, Digga. Er spielt
rhythm-based game, like Guitar Hero. Apart from that, we really didn't get into too many other games yet, because we were kind of just focused on Beat Saber. But I think we had downloaded a few other where it's just like you're going through like a world and you can interact with the world or something like that.
Close with your brother Cody?
Close with your brother Cody? Bist du mit deinem Bruder gut? Lass uns mal über deinen Bruder reden.
Oh yeah.
Der Bruder ist es, Klaus.
Yeah, me and Cody.
Who's older, you or him?
He is. I'm the youngest one. I'm 29, he's 31. My oldest brother Jason is 35 or 36 now.
Er ist der jüngste Bruder von den drei.
Cody. You know, we decided to go to nursing school together. We decided to go to the nurse anesthesia school together. A lot of people thought that it was weird.
Die sind alle zur Krankenschwesterschule gegangen. Also Krankenschwester, zur Krankenpflegerschule.
Because we did everything together and because we were so close, but yeah, I mean...
Yeah, a lot of people understand the bond of brothers. I mean,
yeah.
The true bond if you're close to your brother.
And I mean, during like this whole time, I mean, kind of like with just a few examples I've given you, he'd take care of everything for
Always
me.
there for you.
Yeah.
Always there to support you.
Always there. Yeah, did everything together, connected at the hip.
Ever any issues really with him?
No, like I was saying, during this last 6 months, it had been a very trying
Hat noch nicht das Cam-Model erwähnt, wofür er die 275.000 ausgegeben hat.
time. He would like have his moments where he would get extremely upset. Like you know, he never gets violent, I guess you could say. But like at one point he got so upset that he like pushed a cabinet and then it like dented into the wall. Yeah, I mean, at least with me, he's always been like where he's there for me. Like.
Aber er hat auch nicht gesagt, warum der Typ upset geworden ist. Geil, oben, Junge, was geht. Digga, ich muss gleich mal meinen Zahnstocher holen.
Whatever it takes, regardless of what's happening, I'm gonna take care of it for you.
Tell me about your mom.
My mom has,
It must have been a bizarre sight for the detectives to witness, when a man who had just allegedly shot his mother in the back of the head gave a reminiscent smile when she was brought up in the discussion.
She's always been the,
Oder ich glaube, seine Mom fragt sich gar nichts mehr, Digga. Klein Bonjour. Oder. Nochmal.
Bizarre sight for...
That's your mom.
my mom has,
It must
Und er lächelt dabei. Und das Ding ist, die beiden Detectives, die mit ihm da sitzen, die wissen das halt. Er weiß aber nicht, dass die das wissen. Und er lächelt dabei, wenn die seine Mutter erwähnen. Oder ich habe euch gesagt, hier ist nur kranker Shit, wenn wir sowas gucken.
have been a bizarre sight for the detectives to witness, when
Leitung gerade, ne?
a man who had just allegedly shot his mother in the back of the head gave a reminiscent smile when she was brought up in the discussion.
she's
Vor allem im Hinterkopf, auf hinterlässig, Digga, so dass es gar nicht
always been the, it's kind of like Cody, she's always been the one that focused on me. And,
Seine Mutter war immer für ihn da und so. Warum? Da will er doch direkt ein Alibi. Alles klar, der Typ ist halt auch nicht dumm, ne? Meint ihr, der will direkt ein Alibi sich erarbeiten, wo er sagt, von wegen, ja, meine Mutter war immer für mich da und so und ich war immer voll gut mit meiner Mom. Aber im Endeffekt war es gar nicht.
Were you the baby? You
Yeah.
were truly the family baby?
for my mom.
What about the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Okay.
For my mom.
Mom's favorite?
Yeah. You know, countless times my dad would like come up to me and he'd make like me feel like he'd try and use things and word things to make me feel guilty so that I would, you know, do everything that I can, like get a job.
Almost like a
Bringt ihm halt nichts. Aber guck mal, dieses Rechtssystem in Amerika ist halt auch nicht so einfach. Du musst dich halt von der Jury und sowas beweisen. Und das Material, was wir jetzt sehen, werden die wahrscheinlich dann auch sehen. Und ja, weiß nicht, manchmal brauchst du nicht so viel Überzeugungstalent, um dumme Menschen zu überzeugen, ne? Und die könnten halt auch denken. Weil, wenn du jetzt nur davon ausgehst, er ist ja wahrscheinlich schon verurteilt und so, deswegen ist das Video draußen. Aber wenn du noch nicht weißt, was überhaupt ist, Digga, und nur siehst, er lächelt, wenn seine Mom erwähnt wird, er ist immer mit ihr zusammen gewesen und sonst was, Digga, und die denken dann vielleicht, hey, der kann das nicht gewesen sein. Der war doch immer gut mit seiner Mom, weißt du so?
motivation.
Right. And he'd tell me time and time again that, you know, you're her favorite. I mean, she would do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't need to hear that. I mean, that's not what would motivate me.
Sure.
But no, with mom, I think
Also, wenn meine Mami sagt,
we yelled at each other a grand total
da bin ich sowas von
of
motiviert.
like 3 or 4 times my whole life. Never any issues. I mean, it was always, like, if there was somebody that I could talk to and, like, Cody wasn't available, I'd always talk to my mom.
Sehr sass, dass er sagt, dass er immer mit ihr voll gut klarkam. Jetzt sage ich, beide Eltern sind tot.
I'd always let her know what's going on.
Das wäre ein Banger-Closing, das könnte das wird voll gut reinpassen.
Yeah, I mean, she would help me out through anything.
Okay. Tell me about Dad.
Na, ich denke aber nicht, weil sonst hätte er nicht gesagt, dass er nicht so gut mit seinem Vater klarkam. Ne? Nicht, dass er da direkt wieder der Hauptverdächtige ist.
Dad,
What does he do?
Dad's a pharmacist. He works for CVS. He's been a pharmacist for, I think, 35 years or so. My dad was a very, like, angry, violent type person.
Overbearing.
Overbearing, you know.
Er will seinen Vater als Schuldigen hinstellen. Wenn das so ist, werde ich Polizist. Und ich helfe dir dabei, Digga. Ich stelle mich im Park hin, Digga, mit einem Tütchen Gras und dann darfst du mich festnehmen.
You know, like baseball practice, it'd be like 4 or 5 hours, and he's hurling the ball as fast as an adult can, and we're like 7th to 8th grade trying to catch this stuff.
Belittle you?
Das ist aber auch ganz normal für einen Vater, Digga. Der zieht immer 100% durch. Muss halt mithalten können, ne?
He would belittle me when I was younger. The problem, I guess, was that I was always like the jokester, the one that could calm everybody down, make everybody smile. If it was a heated situation, I could say a joke or something and then make everybody kind of move past it. And I was just in the point where it's like, you know, I'm hearing, you know, all this stuff from Dad. I'm seeing how much Cody's helping me. You know, Mom's stressed out with her job. And it's like, I'm not doing anything.
When's the last time your dad put his hands on you?
The last
Okay.
time my dad put his hands on me
Der Detective weiß, wann das war und wann es was auch da abgegangen ist von seiner Freundin.
would be, I'd say, kind of the middle of December of 2018.
What happened?
It's because, you know, with all the money that had been getting spent and...
Just to be clear, the CAM model has not yet been brought up in the discussion.
Immer
The
noch
money
nicht.
being spent, in this context, would simply be his living expenses.
I guess just the mix of everything that I've been saying, just kind of boiling up in him. And the fact that I was, to him, it seemed like I wasn't concerned about it. So, and then plus I was, you know, I wasn't acting like myself with the jovialness and, you know,
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. My father chose to admit me to like a depression or an addiction clinic or something like that in Fort Lauderdale.
Da in der Klinik, wo er drin war, mit dem, mit dem Video, was wir da am Anfang gesehen haben.
Called Cornerstone.
Ganz wild.
When was that?
That was December 22nd
Okay.
until I think January 4th.
Did you agree to go?
I didn't, but they said that, you know, this was
Ich will mal wissen, ob das seit diesen Dezember war oder erst 2021.
your only,
Who said?
my dad.
Okay.
And that was in Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, yeah.
Did your mom agree with it?
My mom and my brother both agreed, but it was my dad who was like the iron fist, like, this is what's going to happen. Like, you know, he can't,
Why did he say you needed to go? What was his reasoning?
because with the way that I was acting, he just,
Er erzählt nicht das mit den Cam-Model, ne?
he didn't see that I was doing anything for like the positive.
Seine Mom hat was gegen das Cam-Model gesagt und daraufhin ist er eskaliert.
You know, and a lot of it just came back to money with him. He would like allow me to spend money that he had, like with his credit card or something like that. But it's like then whenever I did, it was like a huge problem.
Okay, so you had one of his credit cards.
Yeah.
And what were you buying with it?
Well, what I was doing is over the past 4 months or something like that, I've been talking to this woman online.
Who's she?
She's, as embarrassing as it is, she's a cam model.
A what?
A cam model. Do
Sorry.
either of you guys know what that
Nope.
is?
Oh, vielleicht tun die auch die ganze Zeit nur so, damit der schön im Erklärermodus ist, Digga. Vielleicht wissen die doch, was Twitch ist und so. Ne, ich glaube nicht, Digga.
Just like all the videos and stuff, you have to tell us.
A cam model, it's like it's like a virtual girlfriend, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like that type of situation.
Oder dann ist er schon deep drin, wenn er von vornherein sagt, eine virtuelle Freundin. Bruder, die Alte wird dich nicht mehr hinter einer Kamera angucken. Kommst du klar auf dich, oder was? Ich sag, er war sauer und hat gegen seine Mom vorne.
So, a lot of the money went to her.
Okay, where's she at?
She lives in Bulgaria.
Where?
Bulgaria?
Where's that?
Over in Europe. It's like
Okay.
outside of Germany.
Okay.
Something like that.
You ever been there?
No.
Okay.
Ungarn? Also aber noch ein bisschen weiter weg als Deutschland.
It wasn't that serious.
So
Okay.
what would you give her money for?
Just for like the time online with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was just like that type of thing.
And what did she charge?
$600 for like 5,000 or something tokens or something like that. So, and then it was 4 hours a night So that's basically just where all the costs went to. Was you pay real money for the tokens, then you use the company's digital currency for that.
So you do that, and when did you meet her?
I met her.
Oder der hat nicht nur Haarausfall, der hat schon komplett aufgegeben.
At the beginning of July. Yeah, at the very beginning of July.
Okay, and still talking to her?
Still, yeah. I mean, more just on Twitter, just through direct messaging. Again, cell phone service doesn't work, so it's I can't use the chatting like that.
How much?
Ja, die alte ist schlau, sie schreibt mit ihm über Twitter, also hält ihn die ganze Zeit warm, damit er immer noch mehr bringt, im besten Fall. Auf seiner Stirn baue ich mein.
Do you think you spent on this? Because it's kind of pricey.
Yeah, probably close to.
Ich hab die ganze Zeit was im Auge.
$200,000.
Bruder.
$200,000?
Yeah.
And where'd the money come from?
Money came from me, my brother, and then my dad.
Did they know where the money was going to?
They didn't know that it was going to a cam model. I was saying that it was going towards my Twitch streaming, advertising, putting my name out there and that type of thing. So I guess to bring it all back with why I was to a cam.
The money was going to?
They didn't know that it was going to a cam model. I was saying that it was going towards my Twitch streaming, advertising, putting my name out there and that.
So ein Wichser, Digga. Er sagt, er macht Werbung für seinen Stream oder holt sich Equipment oder so ein Scheiß, Digga, und steckt das Geld in irgendeine Alte auf Chatobait oder so.
Type of thing. So I guess to bring it all back with why I was brought to Cornerstone, it was a mix of all of those things. It's he felt he felt like
you need to be grounded.
Yeah. And
Junge,
so then I was there, I spoke to the therapist and psychiatrist and all that stuff. I didn't need any medications for anything. They had analyzed it as, this is an isolated event. You've been out of work, you have this PTSD from the whole getting arrested thing, and the last thing on my record was a speeding ticket back when I was at UCF. They had signed me up, to be there for 60 days, but then I was only there until January 4th. So
who paid for that?
My brother, Cody.
What was the cost of that, do you know?
$15,000.
So their final...
Nicht, er hat eine Freundin, sein Bruder Cody hat auch am Anfang die Polizei gerufen. Sorry, da habe ich mich ein bisschen vertan.
Diagnosis of you was what?
That I was fine. That
didn't need to be there.
Yeah. That I was fine. I told them all about my living situation and how it had been stressful, and then it got better, and then now it's just stressful again. But they had all just said that it was just this isolated event.
Situational PTSD from...
Right. When I got back, that's where my dad started to get really kind of...
PTSD, wisst ihr, was das ist, ne? So ein bisschen Angstzustände, Aggressionszustände, sowas in der Art.
Overbearing, and rightfully so. I know what I...
Unkontrollierte Emotionen, sag ich mal.
I did. But it's with him, it was every single day, hours a day, hours a day. He'd come home from work, and then he would just talk to me just about the same exact thing over and over and over and over and over again.
When was the last time that you and your dad did have, a heated conversation?
It would be Thursday, because
2 Tage.
One of his rules was that I wasn't allowed to talk to the woman anymore that I had been talking to. But
gute Regel.
I guess you could say behind the scenes, my mom would let me talk to her through her cell phone using Twitter.
Mütter sind immer zu gut. Warum hast du dann...
So yeah, anyways, on Thursday, he had apparently found out that I was speaking to her again. It wasn't really my intention to continue talking to this woman, but it just kind of happened.
Einfach passiert. Sie konnte ihn gut eindulden.
And then because there was that emotional connection, I guess you could say, between her and me, I it felt like a relationship. I didn't want to just stop cold turkey on it.
So Thursday, you're home all day.
Yes.
With your mom. She works at home.
Correct. Yes.
Your dad's at work. What's his normal work hours?
He works until, I think he had to go in early that day.
Auch mittlerweile gecheckt haben, wenn er die umgebracht hat, Digga. Oder denkt er wirklich, die vermuten irgendwen anders und deswegen ist er halt überall so ehrlich.
Because he had to start doing overtime or something like that. And he normally works though from 5 or 6 in the morning to I think he gets home between like 5:30 and 6 at night or something like that.
What time did you get home that night?
He got home at like 5:30, and then he came in and then he asked me in a calmer state, I guess you could say, like basically the leading question of, you know, why do you think we're about to have this conversation? Giving me, I guess, that opportunity to be honest and truthful, to maybe tone it down a little bit. I, of course, did what I always did, where I kind of didn't admit to it. And then he came out and he told me that I had been doing that.
He had proof.
Yeah.
Have an argument?
Yeah. He kind of, you know, pulled me up from the couch, and then he was yelling at me to pack my shit up and just get out of the house. That he was the one who had to be the hammer, and that, you know, why am I making him have to go through this, and all this other kind of stuff.
Okay.
I had my argument, and then I'm packing my stuff. I'm, you know, taking it out to the car. It took me like a couple hours to get as much as I could, just kind of out into there. So I left.
Okay.
And then
what time do you think you left about?
Oh god, 9 or 9:30 or so.
He goes on to state that he met up with his brother soon after on the side of the road.
And what was the conversation?
Conversation was basically that he was brought up to speed, you know, and that he would take care of it.
He was brought up to speed by what?
This is Grant attempting to frame his brother for a double murder-suicide. You will see this quote brought up repeatedly from this point forward.
He was brought up to
will seinen Bruder reinreiten. Double attempt?
speed on like why I'm out here.
Oh, Klausi, kann doch sein, dass du doch recht hast. Warte nochmal.
Attempting to frame his brother for a double murder-suicide. You will see this quote brought up repeatedly from this point forward.
He was brought up to speed on like why I'm out here.
Who brought him up to speed?
My mom.
Oh, so she talked to him?
Yeah.
He told you that mom had talked to him?
Right.
Do you think that's why Cody left work?
According to Grant, Cody had left work a few hours early to meet up with him on the side of the road. Cody had indeed left work early, yet it wasn't to meet up with Grant. It was later proven that while Margaret Amato was sitting at the computer sipping on a glass of red wine, Grant shot her in the back of the head. He then lay in wait for his father to return to the house, then shot him twice in the head as he entered the kitchen. Cody then received a text from his father's number, asking him to come home urgently. Forensics believed that he was very likely pleading for his life soon after he entered the front door. He was found by police with a gunshot wound to the face, lying in the fetal position. His credit card was stolen, with a purchase made to a campsite for $600 and estimated 30 minutes later.
I mean,
Bruder.
Found by police with a gunshot wound to the face, lying in the fetal position. His credit card was stolen, with a purchase made to a campsite for $600 and estimated.
Bruder, denkst du, der hat eine Behinderung? Nee, auf keinen Fall. Dafür artikuliert er sich viel zu sauber. Er hat seine Mutter getötet, dann seinen Vater und seinen Bruder und hat nicht nur, also er hat eine Nachricht über das Handy von seinem Vater an seinen Bruder geschrieben, dass er ja mal unbedingt schnell nach Hause kommen soll, weil es irgendwas Dringendes ist. Und daraufhin ist der Bruder nach Hause gekommen, hat ihm wahrscheinlich angefleht, dass er ihn nicht umbringen soll, weil danach haben sie ihn mit einer Schusswunde im Gesicht in der Fötusposition, also diese, kennst du das, wenn du so auf dem, so Beine angezogen und so, ne, wenn du so liegst, so haben sie ihn gefunden. Also wahrscheinlich war er auch nicht direkt tot, weil er einen Schuss ins Gesicht bekommen hat, sondern hat sich dann noch, warte, er hat seine Mutter, Vater und das, Bruder, bist du behindert? Seine Mutter, seinen Vater und seinen Bruder hat er getötet. Wie kommst du aufs Camgirl? Die ist in Ungarn, Digga. Die kriegt davon, die lacht sich tot darüber. Das Beste daran ist, er hat danach direkt die Kreditkarte von
Position. His credit card was stolen.
Die Kreditkarte von seinem Bruder genommen, ist direkt auf diese Cam-Seite wieder gegangen, hat sich Tokens gekauft, Digga, und hat direkt wieder mit diesem Camgirl gequatscht. Was für Camgirl? Ja, der Typ hier hinten, ne, der das Interview führt, der hat eine Beziehung mit einem Camgirl. Warum sein Bruder? Keine Ahnung. Weil die vielleicht alle gesagt haben, dass er mal wieder auf sein Leben klarkommen soll und keine 275.000 Euro für eine virtuelle Freundin ausgeben soll. Im Endeffekt genauso, pass auf, Kato, wenn du das nicht kennst, im Endeffekt so, genauso wie ich das im Endeffekt mache hier auf Twitch. Bloß auf anderen Seiten und dann zeigen die nochmal ein paar andere Sachen. Ne? So ein bisschen. Ne? Und stellen sich gut mit irgendwelchen Leuten und sowas. Und wenn sie merken, dass sie jemanden haben, wie zum Beispiel ihn, kann ich mir sehr gut vorstellen, der da einfach sehr angetan ist davon, dann locken die ihn, dass er halt immer mehr Geld gibt. Und diese Leute wollen halt einfach mit diesen Menschen zusammen sein, weil sie ja denken, die haben eine Beziehung. Und fangen dann an, wie er halt von seinem Vater die Kreditkarte zu nehmen, von seinem Bruder, ne? Und alle möglichen abzuweisen. Hauptsache, er kann halt mit dem Camgirl irgendwie sein.
With a purchase made to a campsite for $600 and estimated 30 minutes later.
I mean,
30 Minuten später für $600 hat er sich der Tokens gekauft.
in my mind, I was just thinking, oh, he had been let off work early like three times already this week. So I was just like...
10, 15 minutes you talk to Cody.
Right.
You have a conversation, and he leaves to go home.
Right.
And you leave to go where?
And then I stay in that general area just so that if
Ach, er bleibt in dem Bereich da, Digga. Er sagt nicht, wo er danach hingeht, aber er bleibt so ungefähr in dem Bereich da.
anything happens, somebody like knows where I am. Yeah, I mean, I was staying in that general area, and then I decided to go
To Publix?
Publix.
He just referred to the public supermarket parking lot. This is where he used the free Wi-Fi to log on to the campsite with his dead brother's credit card.
Which was about what time?
Bruder.
Like,
Jetzt muss er nachdenken,
Between,
damit er die Zeit nicht durcheinander
midnight
bekommt.
and 1, I think. Yeah.
And you go to Publix midnight 1, and how long did you stay there till?
I stayed there until like 7.
Also er fährt noch rum. Seht ihr das überhaupt? Ja, ihr seht das. Ne? Er holt sich ein bisschen Essen, dies, das ist das, er erklärt, was er gemacht hat. Hab früher mal für 100 Euro Cock-Juwelen von Clash of Clans, Juwelen von dem Paypal meines Vaters gekauft. Da gab's aber Stress, Kartok, ne?
Slept there last night? Talked to anybody?
I messaged the
Aber Kartok, ne, wenn du Clash of Clans Juwelen von deinem Paypal von deinem Vater gekauft hast, Digga, ich glaube, es ist ziemlich schwierig, dass du 76 Baujahr bist, ne?
girl that I'd been talking to
So
on
you kept
Twitter.
trying to,
Yeah.
on Twitter, so you have to pay for it.
Right,
Did she
right.
respond back to you?
I think once
The discussion is then brought back to his last.
right,
Did she respond back?
messaged the girl that I'd been talking to
So you
on
kept
Twitter.
trying to,
Yeah.
on Twitter, so you have to pay for it.
Right, right,
Did she
right.
respond back to you?
I think once
The discussion
Also er fragt ihn, ja, und was hast du danach? Ja, ich habe mit der Alten noch ein bisschen geschrieben, dies, das und so, ne? Also über Twitter, wo du nichts bezahlen musst, ja, ja. Und wie oft hat sie geantwortet? So einmal. Das ist
is then brought back to his last meeting with Cody.
And then, when you left Cody, what did he say he was going to go do?
Cody said that he will take care of it.
Take care of what?
Just the situation that was at hand with whatever he had been updated with from my mom.
Did he tell you what he was updated?
He had told me the reason why, like, I'd been kicked out. But he really didn't give me that much dialogue, like, about that situation. You know, he was miffed a little bit because, you know, he had just gotten off work and now he has to go deal with this.
But what was your demeanor? Like, what did Cody see you as? Like, were you
Like, scared.
upset?
Yeah,
Were
like,
you...
I was scared because, I mean, like I said, it's the first time that I had been out of the house.
We've come and talked to you.
Okay.
You rode up here voluntarily with us to talk to us.
The detective will now initiate the first confrontation.
die erste Konfrontation. Ich würde aber nicht sagen, dass sie bis jetzt ein freundschaftliche Beziehung aufgebaut haben, dass er mit irgendwas da rausrücken wird. Weil er hat die ganze Zeit schon irgendwelche Alibis vorgeschmissen. 2006. Aha. Da würde ich nicht 600 zahlen, sondern 2000. Vielleicht ist das auch das Limit von der Kreditkarte. Auch mal so gedacht, Klausi. Digga, du hast neben der Toilette geschlafen, kann das sein? Ich lese auch die ganze Zeit deine ganzen Kommentare nicht vor, Digga, weil wenn das ein YouTube-Video wäre, die würden mich fragen, was für behinderte Leute ich in meinem Chat habe. Das war abeistisch, Digga, tut mir leid.
Why do you think we're having this conversation?
I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty freaked out at this point because,
Das sieht man.
you know, it's, I mean, I know, like, how the situation was when I left.
You're now about to see the lead interrogator's attempt at getting Grant to confess, in a manner so blatantly obvious that the suspect immediately sees through it.
Er will ihn also dazu bringen, dass er selber gesteht, aber das ist so offensichtlich. Das hat er ja schon die ganze Zeit gemerkt. Das wird er nicht die ganze Zeit schon irgendwelche Alibis erzählt. Dass er das direkt crashen lässt. Klausi, Digga. Was Klausi hier reinschreibt, ist ganz wild. Du kannst auch auf seinen Namen gehen, wenn du auf dem PC bist, vielleicht auch auf dem Handy, weiß ich nicht. Und da müsstest du die Nachrichten eigentlich sehen können, die er heute alle im Chat gelassen hat. Mädels, ich hole mir ganz kurz was zu trinken. Ja, ich bin wirklich in 2 Minuten und nicht mal eine Minute bin ich wieder da. Ja, bis gleich. Bis Musik auf Ohren, ne? Ganz kurze Pause. Ja, bin auf dem PC, dann müsstest du eigentlich seine Sachen sehen. Mann, scheiß Glatzkopf. Bruder, der ist hardcore. Das wird noch richtig wild, Digga. Aber jetzt kommt der Moment, wo die beiden aufeinandertreffen. Er will ihn konfrontieren, von wegen, warst du es gewesen oder nicht? Und er ist schon die ganze Zeit auf, nein, war ich nicht. Aber wie hinterlistig, Bruder. Erst die Mutter ist reingegangen, die Mutter vom Hinterkopf, Digga. Ist sein Vater wahrscheinlich auf ihn zukommen, den hat er dann einfach totgeschossen, John Wick-Style. Und danach seinen Bruder noch angerufen von dem Handy von seinem Vater. Von wegen, ja, komm mal her, ich habe hier kurz was, also SMS geschickt, von wegen, wir müssen hier kurz was klären. Und dann hat er den auch noch abgeknallt, Digga. Und dann seine Kreditkarte genommen, um mit der ekelhaften Alten von Twitter zu quatschen. Sagen wir einfach mal Twitter statt Chatobate, ne? Bis gleich. Ey! Ich bin wieder da. Ich habe doch gesagt, ich habe mich beeilt. Ohne Spaß, Jungs, ich weiß nicht, wie das bei euch ist. Aber ich finde das Video, obwohl es auch eine Stunde lang ist, fünfmal spannender als so manche Seven vs. Wild Folge. Ist aber nur mein Empfinden. Abfahrt, weiter machen wir.
As a child, we're told the truth always is the best thing to do, correct?
Correct.
You agree with me?
Yeah.
Naja, schon sass, Digga. Er geht da nicht wirklich drauf ein. Er sagt, ja, wie ein Kind das am besten aufnehmen würde. Unfälle passieren. Dinge passieren und wir wünschen, die wären nicht so passiert. Der weiß doch jetzt schon ganz genau, worauf der hinaus will. Und deswegen macht er wahrscheinlich auch direkt zu. Ich bin gespannt auf seine Reaktion.
Wow, I wish I would not have done that. That was not very adult of me to snap at my child for something. Yes, they're wrong, but I should be the adult and not snap at them.
Right.
Tell me what you think, because I can tell I've done this for a long, long time, and I read people, the way they act, and the way they talk to me, and the way they answer questions. There's something you want to tell us. I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your body language, and just the way you act. Now's the time. Now's the time. If there's something you want to get off your chest and give us an explanation of what's bothering you. Now is the exact
Als wenn er irgendetwas sagen wird.
I'm giving that opportunity right now to tell me something you want to get off your chest. It's there. I can see it in your face. I can see it in your eyes.
Tapped out about that night.
You're upset about it. You've been that since we've talked to you. I can see there's something been bothering you.
Ja, ist aber auch ganz ekelhaft, wie er da hingeht. Ja, wir merken das schon die ganze Zeit, wie du bist. Sag doch einfach. Da sagt keiner dann, ja gut, ihr habt mich erwischt. Ne, also so fühle ich. Ne, als wenn jemand so dann entgegenkommt.
Even though I don't know you from Adam's house, can't you see things in people that something's really bothering this guy? It's not that, I spent a bunch of money I shouldn't have on this girl. So be it. You did. It's over with. Money can be made back. Something's bothering you.
I'm just worried about what is all transpiring from this.
I think at this point right now, to be honest with you, Grant, you know what it is. It's in your eyes.
Er tut auf dumm.
Your eyes is
Muss was
the view of your
aufmachen.
soul, and it's in your eyes. And it sounds stupid, and people don't believe it. Like I told you out there in the car, did I not tell you? You may not like what I say, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth every time, because I can walk in front of anybody in God and say, I don't care. I told him the truth.
And we usually know answers before we ask it.
Right.
I knew, me and Eva knew everything before we asked you the questions. Now's the time to come to Jesus, be honest, because you're holding something back. I can see.
Aber warum holst du da Jesus mit ins Boot, Digga? Als wenn er darauf dann noch anspringen wird. Als wenn der gläubig ist, Digga. Du hast doch gerade das Foto von dem Typen gesehen. Bruder. Als wenn der Mann gläubig ist, Digga. Ich bitte dich.
I think something happened, and you don't want to tell us, but right now is the time to get it off your chest. And I really wish you would, because it will make you feel better in the end.
I genuinely don't have anything else that I can say about the night or the periods of time afterwards.
There's only one opportunity to make that good impression, and if we've done something we shouldn't have done, you fess up there. You caught your hand in a cookie jar.
Detective Dan's approach here is so incredibly outdated and predictable that it actually seems to boost the suspect's confidence. It's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition. He'll begin stumbling over his own words while simultaneously mixing up his analogies, which never made a great deal of sense to begin with.
Er mischt immer irgendwas zusammen, damit es Sinn macht, damit er ja irgendwie mit der Sprache rauskommt. Aber er wirkt im Endeffekt in dem Moment derjenige, der halt nervös ist und sowas, Digga. Und das gibt den Typen, den ekelhaften, noch mehr confident, also noch mehr Selbstbewusstsein, dass er mit der Scheiß vielleicht sogar durchkommt. Weil sie ja sich nicht so unbedingt sicher sind, ne, wer das da war.
You do it.
Da hättest du nach vorne kommen müssen und direkt sagen, Junge, wir wissen, dass du es warst, ne? Wir haben hier die und die und die Beweise. Du kannst jetzt sagen, dann kommst du besser raus, oder du hast reingeschissen. So musst du da hingehen. Ja, bei Freitag war das nur ein ganzer Gleis.
Now,
Was there anything else that happened at the house that you didn't tell us, that you've left out, or we haven't asked you, that would be of importance? Or during the time that you drove around for those few hours? Did you ever really go back to the house that you haven't told us about?
You'll also notice the female detective interject with something useful every now and then. But unfortunately, she's not the one leading this interrogation. That would be the detective who keeps bringing up Jesus, to a guy who just murdered his family to go jerk off in a parking lot to a Bulgarian cam model.
Der hat's perfekt auf den Punkt gebracht, Digga. Sie kommt mit guten Einwürfen jedes Mal, sodass er vielleicht irgendwie sich rausredet. Aber er ist derjenige, der jedes Mal mit Jesus ankommt, zu einem Typen, der seine ganze Familie ermordet hat, um danach sich ein Wichsen zu gehen auf einem fucking Supermarktparkplatz, Digga, zu einem fucking bulgarischen Cam-Model.
I know things that you don't know. And honesty will get you all the things I can do for you, to be honest. I can't deal with someone who lies to me,
Right.
but I'll deal with someone and help them till the end. No matter what, believe it or not, that's just me, and she'll tell you, it's what it is. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say if I can do something that can help you, I'm going to help you, because every one of us make mistakes and do things we shouldn't have done in the heat of the moment.
Bruder, das kannst du nicht als ich hab mal einen Fehler gemacht abstempeln, Digga, dass seine ganze Familie abgeschlachtet hat schon, also for real
To
abgeschlachtet.
protect ourselves or to protect somebody else. It happens.
Er wird auch immer präziser, er sagt aber nicht, was es ist.
Time. Now is the time.
So what do you think
Weil er es auch im Endeffekt von ihm hören will, ne, was er gemacht hat.
To be
happened?
honest.
I think that there was something that obviously happened at the house.
Tell me what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I know better.
Ja. Und jetzt kommt zu dieser verhärteten Situation. Er sagt, ich weiß, was du getan hast. Er so, nö, ich weiß nicht, was du... Das ist halt einfach reingeschissen, Bruder. Er wird auch nicht rauskommen, das ganze Interview nicht. Außer, es wird mich wundern, ne? Wir haben noch ein paar Minuten.
Listen to me. I know better. I can help
Er
you
weiß
Grant,
es, ja.
with honesty. I can help you with honesty.
We think something else happened before you left the home that you're either afraid of or embarrassed to talk about. But we need to know exactly what happened because, like Danny said, we can place you there at certain times. And so we need to know what happened before you left that house because you didn't leave with everything being okay.
I honestly, I don't
Totally.
have anything else that I can really say. I mean, I don't know.
Do you even know why law enforcement got involved? Like what brought us to that home?
No.
Once you start telling me something that's true,
Ja, vielleicht hätte er, weißt du, wenn er sich so unsicher gewesen wäre oder nicht weiß, ob er da in der richtigen Situation ist, hätte er vielleicht noch so ein bisschen geraten, was er ja hätte sein können. Und damit hätte er sich vielleicht verraten können, hätte er gesagt, ja, vielleicht war ja dann ein Kampf oder so, ne? So. Aber er ist komplett in der defensiven Lage, Digga. Er wird auch nicht rauskommen, kein bisschen.
truthful that I know,
Er macht einfach Parks Bass gerade.
then we're going to have a conversation of exactly what happened.
I mean, you're a smart guy. You know something's happened at your home. You have law enforcement here. You haven't heard or gotten any
Well,
emails
I
from
mean,
your family.
I'm just scared as to what the answer is.
Well, you need to help yourself by filling in the blanks of what happened
Mental ist der Mann aber angeschlagen. Bruder, ich glaube, der Typ ist mental wo ganz anders, Digga. Ich glaube, deswegen kannst du ihn auf dieser Ebene gar nicht kommen.
that night so we can give you the answer.
Oder wie gesagt, der hat seine ganze Familie abgeschlachtet, hat sich dann eine Kreditkarte von einem von denen geklaut, ist auf einen Supermarktparkplatz, auf einen Lidl-Parkplatz oder so gefahren, so in Deutschland jetzt, hat sein Handy angeschmissen, weil die ja Free WLAN da haben und hat sich erstmal einen runtergeholt auf ein bulgarisches Cam-Model.
Did anything more happen with you and your father besides him grabbing you up from the couch and yelling at you and kicking
Aber der neue Sepoli, Digi, was geht?
you out? Anything at all? Did he harm you, hit you,
No.
draw any weapons on you?
Wird er nicht sagen.
He didn't do anything like that.
War schon, Digi,
I
war
mean, he
schon.
was just yelling.
Ist schon ein paar Stunden da.
This is the time to come to Jesus, to be honest. because you know more. I'm looking in your eyes tell me exactly that you are hurting inside. I get it. Brother, I get it. You're hurting.
And this is the
You're
only
scared.
time we can help you.
Because once we get to a certain point, there's nothing I can do. It's in the hands of who has it. Nothing I can do. Honesty is always the best policy.
Wird nix sagen,
Get
Digga.
caught stealing
Das
a
hast
car,
du so
you
reingeschissen.
admit to it, I get it. How can I get help? What can be done to help me? And let me tell you the rest of my story. You're
And
holding
if
back.
something happened that you were defending yourself, then we need to know that.
Digga, was
If you
hat
were
er denn die ganze Zeit mit seinem
protecting
scheiß
yourself because
Handy?
you were in fear, then that makes sense. But we need to know exactly what happened for you.
Ein guter Einwurf von ihr, wenn du Angst hattest, dann können da Sachen passiert sein, ne? So, mal gucken, was er jetzt dazu
To
sagt.
protect yourself.
You can't minimize this. Once
Du kannst das nicht kleinreden. Bruder, es ist so schlimm. Sie macht einen guten Ansatz und er direkt wieder, du kannst es nicht kleinreden, anstatt sie ihm mal erzählen lässt.
a wise man told me one time, once a bomb goes off, you can't defuse it.
The detective's wise man friend was clearly a
Was soll
specialist
das
in
denn?
nuclear fusion, yet most people would already comprehend that a bomb can no longer be diffused once it has exploded.
You can't. That's already out there. Now is the point to say, how do I put Band-Aids on myself?
Merkt ihr, dass er gar nicht mehr redet, so? Er ist auch kein dummer Typ.
Minimize the injuries I have. And we're giving you that opportunity. I want to give you that opportunity. I don't think you're a bad guy at all. I really don't.
The male detective will now for some reason focus on Grant's flaws and the overwhelming embarrassment of the cam girl situation, which is basically the exact opposite of what he should be doing. He seems to get confused about what he's trying to achieve here. He carries a sympathetic tone while essentially roasting the ever-loving shit out of the suspect.
Was passiert denn jetzt? Er nimmt ihn komplett hops, will ihn aber irgendwie, also er versucht ja immer noch ein Geständnis von ihm rauszukitzeln, aber jetzt nimmt er ihn einfach anscheinend hops, weil er nicht mehr weiter weiß.
I think you're going through a very stressful and emotional time right now with being out of work and just dealing with all the problems with the arrest. You're probably not used to depending on somebody to pay all your bills. So now you have to do mom and dad or have to give you money.
Das ist schon mal kein guter Anfang.
Cody's have to give you money. And there's a significant debt to people. $200,000, I don't know what I do. I mean, mortgage, yeah, I get it, or something like that, or a medical bill for my child, yeah, I get it. But talking to some girl, in Bulgaria, you hit it right on the head, you were embarrassed about it. And you have nothing to be embarrassed about.
Braucht ja alles nicht peinlich sein, aber das war nicht die schlauste Aktion. Als wenn es das wieder gut macht, Digga. Also wie von wegen, ich will ja nicht, so als wenn du zu jemandem sagst, ich will dich zwar nicht beleidigen, aber du bist ein Hurensohn. Weil,
Here it is, man. I want to help you. She won't help you. You gotta come to me with the truth now, because I already know the truth.
There's a reason you didn't go back to the house. There's a reason why you haven't tried to reach out. I mean, it's odd you haven't heard from anybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's words that like I can't think of to even say. Like I don't know how to even say the words.
Well, give me a roundabout what you're thinking.
kommt er doch ein bisschen raus?
That somebody in my family's dead.
Ah, okay. Er ist schlau. Er sagt nicht von wegen, ich kann die Worte nicht sagen, weil er war das selber, sondern vielleicht ist ja irgendwer tot in meiner Familie.
And how does that make you feel if you're thinking that?
I have absolutely no ability to comprehend the words, because like I said, I've been there for my whole entire life, and even though there's been struggles and everything like that, there hasn't ever been any issues.
Er will gerade nochmal klarstellen, war ja immer alles gut. Ich habe damit niemanden Stress gehabt. Das war immer alles voll in Ordnung.
There's never been the struggles or the issues like happened Thursday. Never for you. I believe you 100%. I believe it's never been like that. But something happened Thursday, unlike anything you've ever experienced in 29 years of your life. Never.
And maybe you felt that was rock bottom for you. You were getting kicked out of the house. Your father gave you an ultimatum. I mean, that's...
The female detective will now carry out what the male detective was probably trying to do a few minutes ago. She will afford him justifications for the crime, making the gravity of admission less intimidating.
Also sie will ihn das jetzt erleichtern zu antworten, weil ein bisschen die Schwere von der ganzen Taten runternehmen ist ja alles gar nicht so schlimm gewesen, weil du hast ja deine Gründe gehabt und sowas. Was er wahrscheinlich versucht hat hier, aber er auf Dulli einfach nicht hingekriegt hat.
You're already dealing with the debt and, you know, now you have to stop talking to this girl, and now you're being kicked out of the home. I mean, I can understand how you would feel. I mean, that you'd want to lash out, or, you know, if something happened, you'd want to defend yourself.
Sure. Absolutely.
But we need to know what happened.
I mean, I can tell that you guys are, like, leading me into a certain way of what...
The only thing we're leading you to is wanting to get the truth from you. Not trying to make you say something that's not true, that's not accurate. The truth, the end. That's it. That's all we want is the absolute truth.
Die wissen wahrscheinlich auch, dass er direkt danach sich die Kreditkarte geklaut hat und erstmal Jackson gegangen ist. So viel wissen die sogar schon.
I genuinely don't have anything else that I can say about what transpired during the nighttime.
So when you left your house, everybody was fine.
Yeah.
And when you left Cody,
everything was fine.
Well, we got called to the house because Cody didn't show up to work. So law enforcement goes over there, and can you tell us what we found?
No, the only thing that I was told was that Cody would take care of it for me. And that's all that I know.
So if anything happened in the home, to bring law enforcement there, what would you think happened?
That there was a shooting.
Between whom?
Jetzt macht er so noch weinerliche Stimme.
I don't know. Between Cody and my dad.
And why would you think that?
To protect me, or to help me, or to do something with me.
Er will so hinstellen, er hat seinen Bruder, seinen Vater erschossen und die Mutter wahrscheinlich und danach sich selber.
So you're telling me you did not shoot Cody,
No.
your father, or your mother?
No.
Also das war ja so hart gelogen, Bruder. Aber es ist schwer, was zu sagen, wenn er halt einfach nur Nein sagt.
I mean, I don't know, like, what more I can say.
Well, when law enforcement arrived, that's what they found. So you're the only outstanding child. You're the one that's been having problems with your dad. You're the one that we haven't been able to find for 2 days. Do you understand now why we would be questioning you about this?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't, like, I wouldn't be saying, like, all, like, I don't know the way to, I don't know, like, what to even say.
So if anything happened in the home, you believe it would be Cody and him?
Yes. Because I don't have...
Das ist doch auch einfach eine Sucht, Digga, wenn du schon so eine Sache machst, Digga, und das alles verheimlichen willst, auf andere Leute schieben, nur damit du da am Ende fein raus bist, Digga, und vielleicht am besten noch mehr Geld in die Alte reinbuttern kannst.
You know, access to anything.
Verrückte Welt.
We know that Cody didn't shoot your dad. We know Cody didn't shoot your mom. We know Cody didn't shoot himself. There's something...
And you still haven't asked us.
Und er ist auch irgendwie gar nicht geschockt, ne, wenn die ihnen das sagen, wer alles da im Endeffekt erschossen wurde. Weil das war das erste Mal, dass sie wirklich gesagt haben, wer genau erschossen wurde.
That's because I mean, I don't know what the normal proceedings are, but
The normal proceedings are for you to be honest about what happened.
And then we help you understand everything that's going to go on from here on out, of what our responsibilities are.
And we don't believe you're being honest. We feel that you are leaving something out about what happened in that home. And the evidence tells us what happened in the home. But you need to fill in the blanks.
The suspect's composure was finally starting to slip. This was the perfect moment to draw out the silence to see how he'd respond to the pressure.
Here's my hand for honesty.
Und der scheiß Detective fängt wieder an zu erzählen.
I am an honest guy. I'm going to be honest. And when it's all said and
Halt doch mal dein Maul.
I'm going to be honest to the very last day that I deal with you. And then when this investigation continues, I'll go on to the next person and be honest with them. I can only do so much with honesty. Honesty.
So what are you not telling us? What happened at that home that you know? Did you leave the house with your brother Cody looking like that?
Ach du Scheiße, jetzt zeigen sie
Or did you leave
Fotos.
the house with your father looking like that? Or your mother? Is that how you left your family?
Du Scheiße.
No.
Nobody else went into that house.
Who left your family like this? If you were the one that's been depressed, you were the one that owes
Ach,
money,
du
you were the one that got
Scheiße.
into a confrontation with your father, who did this to your family? If you were trying to defend yourself or something else happened, we need to know now.
The female detective does an excellent job at affording him the option to admit to a lesser infraction, which in this case is self-defense. She provides the option while simultaneously building pressure. It's a textbook maneuver, and she does it very well.
To help you. So tell us what happened, Grant. We're here to listen to you.
Grant, you need the truth. We're here to make this right.
Er versaut es direkt wieder. Ne? Sie hat einen richtig guten Ansatz da gehabt, Digga, und er versaut es direkt wieder.
You gotta tell the truth. It's on the tip of your tongue, my man. I get that. It's
Did your
tough.
father go after you and you try to protect yourself?
No, I didn't do any of this.
Hey, I
Oh,
know.
fass ihn doch nicht an.
Video surveillance tells me everything that happened this night. I'm telling you. Of people that you'd be surprised who in your neighborhood has video. And I know that there's only 4 people at this house during this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me. You gotta tell me, man. You got to tell me. Get over that hoop. The video is video. If you're sitting there saying no,
Hast du die gar nicht gesehen, ne?
get over that hoop. The video is the video.
There
If
you
you're
go.
sitting there saying no, and video shows something else. Guess what? Big problem. Because it will wind up later on that you can't get any help from anybody. A lot of this, what people make decisions on, is honesty. Was somebody honest? Didn't fire a gun. None of them did. Cody did not go home.
Or did your father point a gun at you?
No, there's nothing else that I can say.
Your emotions, your demeanor, your body language, your eyes tell me everything I need to see about you. You want to tell me in the worst way. You want to get this pain off your chest. Do it.
I mean, there's just nothing else that I can say.
So your dad had told you in the past before that he would kill you?
Right.
Und jetzt spielt er da am Handy rum, Digga. Er ist der letzte Mensch, Junge. Kann den nicht ab, den Typen.
For what reason?
For if I basically did
Bisschen
anything
Clash Royale,
to
Digi.
this again,
Klausur aufmachen.
costing him a lot of money.
And Cody knew about that.
Right.
So when did you learn that your family was dead?
Wichtige Frage. Weil kommt jetzt drauf an, sie hat gerade gefragt, wann seine Familie denn gestorben ist, wann er das weiß. Und jetzt kommt der springende Punkt. Entweder kann er sich verplappern und er sagt seit da und dann, oder er sagt halt, ne, seit diesem Interview.
I had been worried since last night when I was just in the hotel, but I knew when you guys told me. I mean, like, I knew when you guys had told me.
Und er hat die Kurve gekriegt.
You already knew though.
But I had...
You already said. You knew.
At any point did you feel like you needed to reach out to Cody and see if he was okay, or?
I just didn't want to call anywhere. I just didn't want to know.
We understand your father was abusive, and we understand that he was the asshole. And if he threatened you, that he was going to kill you when you came back, you were probably in fear, were you not? So did your brother come home to try and defend you?
Fucking Amerika und diese Waffen, ne? Wären die ganzen Waffen nicht da, diese ganzen Schusswaffen, Digga, dann wäre das vielleicht auch alles gar nicht so krass gelaufen.
And then this gunfight happened?
Ziemlich wahrscheinlich
You
nicht
got
so
so
krass.
scared that you left?
This version of events would obviously clear Grant of any wrongdoing. The detective is hoping he takes the bait so that he changes his story, and can then be placed under arrest for lying to police.
Mhm.
No, I mean, I had left when I had said that I had left.
I just don't know where else to go to get you to come around, because it does not make any logistical sense of what you're telling us. It doesn't. If these two got in the shooting, we would know. We would know they shot each other. We'd know that.
But why mom?
Things just got so bad and out of hand, like never it's been before in your life. Never been here before in your life or your family's life.
Jedes Mal, wenn du das Gefühl bekommst, er sagt vielleicht was, ne? Sie sagt, warum denn Mom? Und diese Stille musst du jetzt einfach mal kurz ruhen lassen, Digga, weil wer als erstes jetzt spricht, der hat verloren.
Things just got so bad and out of hand, like never it's been before in your life. Never been here before in your life or your family's life. He's pissed. His future, his retirement, his plans are being upset by you because of the financial cost. I would almost bet this is just a horrible, bad incident that on any other day wouldn't happen. But you and me both know, as does she, what happened that night.
I don't have the answer for anything else.
Okay. This is the last time before I'm gonna walk out now, and then I'm done. And I'm done for good. When I'm done, I'm done.
Und Digga, jetzt will er nochmal so auf bedrohlich tun, Digga. Jetzt sich aufstellen, Digga, und so. Ich bin jetzt fertig mit, wenn ich fertig bin. Entweder sagst du es jetzt oder gar nicht. Sein scheiß Handy, ey.
I don't have anything else that I can say.
Die haben die Nachricht bekommen, er kann nicht
Do
festgenommen
you
werden.
not feel bad for doing this to your family?
I mean, I've been getting blamed for the last half a year for everything, and I've been trying to move forward into a positive direction.
Ja, er fängt zu erzählen. Du musst ihn halt einfach nur dazu bringen, dass er erstmal anfängt zu erzählen, egal was. Er muss erstmal erzählen. Vielleicht kommt er dann mit den anderen Shit raus oder er verplappert sich oder so. Aber wenn du die ganze Zeit auf ihn einredest und er sagt nichts, dann kriegst du natürlich auch nichts raus, womit du ihn dann im Endeffekt am Ende festnehmen kannst.
And then every day I'm reminded of all the trouble that I had caused. And then I keep being told the same thing over and over again, but there's nothing that I can do to change it.
Do you regret doing this to each one of your family members?
I didn't do that to each one.
Er sieht jedes Mal die Bilder auf.
Here, you sit in my seat for a minute. Sit in my seat. Get out of it. Here, sit right here. Come here. Sit right here.
Was?
Get out of that seat. Sit right there for me.
Was soll das werden?
The suspect still isn't sitting in his seat.
Two things that happened here today.
Was?
Two things. Sit right there for me.
The suspect still isn't sitting in his seat.
Two things that happened here today.
Er sitzt immer noch nicht. Ja, hat er recht, ne? Er sagt, du weißt, also der Detective sagt jetzt, du weißt ja gar nicht, wie es ist, in meinem Platz zu sitzen, dies und das und stellt ihn einfach irgendeinen random Stuhl und sagt, setz dich dahin. Als wenn er psychologische Tricks, aber das bringt doch nichts. Er weiß doch selber, dass es halt einfach kompletter Bullshit ist, Bruder. So, Digga, macht halt einfach keinen Sinn.
Two things. You're a guy swimming out in the middle of the ocean, and we're going to give you one of two things based on you. You can have a life preserver to keep from drowning, or you get the boat anchor. And it's, which one do you want?
Wie ein Drohnen. Die
Because we
ganze
will
Zeit
give you
schon.
whichever one you ask for. The life preserver, the boat anchor.
I want the life preserver that I've said everything that I can.
You want it, and I believe you do, but you have not said everything you can say. But there
Er cuttet aber auch immer direkt rein, Digga. Wenn er irgendwas sagt, direkt, ja, nee, du hast so.
will be a time where you ask for that life preserver. I can't give it to you. I can't. Once I cross a line I gotta step over, can't do it. Won't do it.
Das hat er schon vor 10 Minuten gesagt, Digga, und ist nichts passiert. Der Typ macht sich voll lächerlich.
Think about that. I want to talk to her for a minute. Think about the last life preserver I can give you. The
Was hat
last
sie da gemacht?
life preserver I can give you. Think about it. Take a few minutes just to reflect on it, and then we'll come back to you in a couple of minutes, and then we'll go from there. And what happens is what happens. Fair enough?
Als wenn er da irgendwas macht.
You alright, Graham? You okay? Need some food, some water? You good to stay for a while longer? You okay?
I mean, I just don't have anything more that I can say. I don't know.
I'm not keeping you here. If you want to stay, well, I'll talk to you till whatever, till you're happy with everything and you're okay.
Er versucht noch irgendwie auf irgendeine Art da irgendwas rauszubekommen. Das ist halt einfach Donovoid. Er wird die ganze Zeit gedonovoid. Das wird sich auch nicht mehr ändern.
You're
So
not
ein
detained,
Knüppel.
you're not being kept here. Don't want to be here, you don't have to be here.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Okay. Give me a minute, we'll get you out of here. What we'll do is, we'll get you up somewhere. I'll give you my card, my phone number. If you want to talk to me, you're more than welcome to call me.
Als wenn er sich nochmal bei ihm melden würde nach der Aktion.
Any questions of me before I go? Or before we walk out? I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Like, what am I, like, allowed to do?
Live your life. Hey man, we are right there at it. Jason's here. It's going to be a few more minutes. What I need to do is just for our investigation, get some pictures of you. We're going to collect your clothing. As soon as that's done, we'll get Jason here to talk to you. Alright.
Die haben ihm sogar schon, die haben ihm sogar schon Knastklamotten gegeben, ne? So weit waren die sogar schon. Dann haben die es immer noch reingeschissen. Der Bruder kommt rein. Ganze Familie tot.
Alright, so, I take it you know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you plain out, you are not part of it anyway.
No.
When's the last time you saw everybody?
I left the house between, like, midnight and, like, 12:30.
I want to believe you, Grant, but you're the last person that I could put in that house. And I know what happened over the last 6 months. Who else can I blame? How are we going to find out who did this?
Der Bruder weiß auch, dass er das war, aber er will es auch nicht irgendwie wahrhaben.
I don't know. I don't have the answers.
The shit you did, you could have been in jail. You would have been in jail for years.
I know.
And they covered it up for you. I'm scared for you, and I'm scared for myself, and I don't feel comfortable with you being around me alone. I'm sorry. I could take you physically, but if you have a knife or know where a gun is, I'm fucked. I need you.
Da hat er recht, ne? Er könnte ihn körperlich auf jeden Fall überwältigen, aber sobald er ein Messer oder eine Waffe hat, ne, ist das Ding durch.
To be honest with me, man, I need to have closure. I was told that you would not have access to be able to contact.
Das Interview geht jetzt schon 6,5 fucking Stunden, Bro. Er ist um 9 Uhr morgens da gewesen, jetzt ist es 4 Uhr mittags.
Why do you feel the intent to still contact her?
It was just the whole emotional thing.
Ja, der hat sich, wenn er schon 6,5 Stunden ist, hat er sich auf seine Story eingeschossen und die wird er überall und immer erzählen.
That's all
Okay,
that I can say.
so are you saying that you love the woman?
I feel like I did, yeah.
Okay, you feel like you did, so you don't feel that way now?
Well, I mean, now it's pretty much, you know, I mean, it's not what it used to be, is all I can say.
Because she's aware of what has happened in the last several months.
Right.
It hurt, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't carry that persona that you carried before. I do love you, though. Just remember that. Just like Mom, Cody, and Dad loved you. Nobody loved you any more or any less.
Also wie unbarmherzig, also wie herzlos Menschen sein können. Ehrlich jetzt.
You have anything else you need to talk about before we let you go? Because now's your time. You know that.
Ganz Familie umgebracht, um mit dem Camgirl zu reden.
Like Danny said, once you're out of here, there's no coming back from this. We're giving you every opportunity to tell us what happened in that home that you have not told us.
Mm-hmm.
So you're aware that when you leave here, you're not going to have any chance to redeem yourself and tell us the truth after the fact.
I understand.
And you're okay with that. You can live with yourself knowing that you're not going to tell us the truth.
I've said what I can say.
Okay.
You ready, man?
Yeah.
Question for you real quick. You don't want to hurt yourself.
No.
You don't want to hurt anybody else.
No.
No suicidal thoughts. Okay, come on, bud.
Was war das denn? Er kommt noch mal rein und fragt, ob er irgendwen verletzen will, ob er sich selber verletzen wird, als wenn er ihm das jetzt sagen
Grant
will.
was arrested 9 hours later at his hotel. His trial began on August 12th, 2019.
Ja, aber 9 Stunden später wurde er dann doch festgenommen. Also wirklich Mete, Digga. Ach du Scheiße, ich
Brent
erkläre.
Amato was so obsessed with this woman. You're going to see from the evidence in this case, at 2:53 a.m. on January 25th, after leaving the house that contained the 3 dead bodies of his family, the defendant goes to a nearby Publix parking lot, logs onto their Wi-Fi, and uses his dead brother's USA checking account to pay $599.99 to get onto Sylvie's website at 3:02 in the morning. That's what this case is about. It's about his blind obsession with this woman, the end of the world as he believed it to be because of his family, and his absolute contempt for those that he held responsible.
Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree premeditated murder.
Grant Amato was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Lebenslang, Digga. Lebenslang ist auch nochmal ein bisschen anders als bei uns lebenslang. Vernünftig. Pass auf, der Typ hat da ein Camgirl als Freundin. Die hat ihn einfach hops genommen, hat einfach ihn so viel Geld ausgenommen, wie es geht. Seine Eltern hatten was dagegen, weil er halt angefangen hat, nicht nur sein eigenes Geld zu verbraten, er hat irgendwann auch keinen Job mehr deswegen gehabt, sondern auch das Geld von seinem Bruder und auch von seinem Vater, insgesamt $275.000, hat er an dieses Camgirl gezahlt oder in Token, um dann da mit den Camgirl zu reden und so. Und dann ist er schon zu einem, was geht's am Abi? Dann ist er schon in eine Entziehungsklinik für so eine Sachen gekommen, für virtuelle so eine Sachen, ne? Virtual Girlfriend Shit. Kommt wieder und unter ein paar Regeln darf er dann im Endeffekt bei seinen Eltern wieder wohnen, obwohl er halt 29 ist. Ne? Und eine Regel war, dass er nicht mehr mit diesen Camgirls was zu tun haben darf. Fand er nicht so gut. Dann gab es Auseinandersetzungen. Er hat noch mehr Geld da genommen. Irgendwann ist er dann rausgeschmissen worden. Ne? Hatte eine Auseinandersetzung mit seinem Vater. Seine Mutter auch immer aber gut für ihn geredet so. Und trifft sich dann mit seinem... Noch nicht mal. Er fährt dann zu dem Haus hin, zu seinen Eltern, weil er wurde ja rausgeschmissen irgendwann. Er schießt seine Mutter, er schießt den Vater, ruft seinen eigenen Bruder über das Handy von seinem Vater an oder schickt ihm eine SMS, sodass das aussieht, dass sein Vater geschrieben hat und sagt, komm mal bitte schnell nach Hause, hier ist was Dringendes passiert. Er kommt sofort von der Arbeit dahin, wird auch erschossen. Mitten ins Gesicht, Digga. Wahrscheinlich hat er ihn angefleht, dass er ihn doch nicht erschießen soll. Er hat ihn trotzdem erschossen, mitten ins Gesicht, Digga. Und am Ende haben sie ihn in so einer Baby-Fötus-Position gefunden. Den toten Körper von seinem Bruder. Er hat sich dann die Kreditkarte von dem Bruder genommen. Ist zur nächsten, sagen wir mal einfach so wie hier, Penny oder so Parkplatz gefahren, wo die dann Free Wi-Fi hatten von dem Penny, also von dem Laden halt einfach. Das hieß, wie hieß das, Publix bei denen? Das ist, denk mal, sowas wie Walmart oder so. Er ist halt auf den Parkplatz gefahren, hat sich in das Wi-Fi eingeloggt. Hat mit der Kreditkarte von seinem Bruder 599 $, also im Endeffekt $600, in Token umgewandelt und hat dann erstmal mit diesem Camgirl gequatscht. Um fucking 3 Uhr morgens, Digga, nachdem er seine ganze Familie getötet hat. Und hat dann 6,5 Stunden in dem Interview nur gelogen, dass er das ja gar nicht war. Absoluter, also das ist ein absolutes Brechervideo. Ich bin jetzt auch erstmal übelst dann, Digga. Wenn einer Relixe sagt immer Happy Birthday von mir, ihr stinkt alle Jungs. Ich bin jetzt raus. Der ist zu hart, Digga. Ohne Spaß zu hart, Digga. Aber ohne Spaß hat sich gelohnt, das on-stream zu gucken. Wenn ihr den noch nicht kennt, könnt ihr gerne mal reinziehen. Es war alles auf Englisch, aber der hat noch so ein paar Banger. Da sind noch so ein paar richtig, richtig kranke Leute. Gucken wir mal ganz kurz drauf. Zum Beispiel hier mit von wegen, ne, ein Footballspieler und seine Freundin, die ihn betrogen hat. eine Alte, die nicht drauf klarkam, dass sein Mann eine neue Freundin hat. Einen Typen, der so tut, als wenn er eingewiesen werden müsste, indem er seinen Kopf irgendwo gegenhaut gegen eine Wände und sowas. Die aber alle überführt wurden dann am Ende, ne? Und ja, hier gibt es noch eine Menge Leute. Sie ist auch krass. Sie hat einfach einen Mörder für ihren Mann. Also ihr Mann hat sich aus Mexiko nach Amerika geholt und hat dann einen Mörder für ihren Mann engagiert, damit der sie tötet. Und das hat dann alles nicht funktioniert, weil die sich ja auch kannten. Das ist auch ein Pornostar, den ich damals ab und zu mal geguckt habe. Ne? Die hat auch Probleme mit ihrem Freund hier gehabt. Eine Menge guten Shit auf jeden Fall. Wenn ein neues Video kommt, werden wir darauf auf jeden Fall reagieren.